So we're going over the motion in limine regarding the bushy eyebrows statements from DM. And I've already done a part 1 on this. Make sure you go watch that first because it's very interesting what she's saying. It is directly from her testimony. And I'm reading it word for word because it's a little bit easier and more accurate that way. So if you're not seeing that part, please go listen to that first and then come back and watch this video. So Dylan Mortensen had given her statement with regards to what she had seen on multiple occasions, and we are up to the one where she's doing an interview with Detective Gooch and also for the ISP, and then Detective Blaker from Moscow PD. Now let's continue. She said she reiterated, from what I remember, I think he was just like walking past that little wall and going towards the kitchen. I don't know. Like, I just remember seeing an eyebrow. I don't know why. I just see one. It was just like one bushy eyebrow. I don't remember the color, like the full shape. I just remember it being bushy. DM also drew the mask for the interviewer. While drawing, she gave a consistent description of the mask and noted the eyebrows. I don't remember if I saw one or two. Like, it was just weird. DM explained that she had scary lucid dreams, but she would always know she was dreaming. When she saw the intruder, however, she did not fully understand whether it was a dream or not. She also indicated that when she first saw the intruder, she thought he might be a fireman. Why would she think he'd be a fireman? On December 29, 2022, defendant was arrested in Albrights, Pennsylvania the following day on December 30th, 2022. 47 days after her first interview, DM was interviewed by ISP detectives. They asked DM whether she had seen a picture of defendant. She stated she had seen the mugshot, but had no clue whether defendant was the person she saw in her house. She explained, from what I remember, I just remember seeing this figure that was like not fat, obviously, but more of like the skinnier tone build and some mask on. I don't know what the mask exactly was, but when I thought about it, it was just like covering here and here. I don't know if it was covering his mouth, his nose, or below his mouth and nose. I just remember knowing that he was white, but I don't know how he was white. I just knew he was. And this knowing there's like, I knew he had looked at me because of the bushy eyebrow. That's all I remember. But I have no idea what he looked like. I don't like, when I looked at his picture, nothing came back to me at all. So like, I don't know. I feel like if I saw that, my mind would be like, oh yeah, that's him. But it's just, I don't remember at all. When asked whether she told BF the male had a big nose, DM stated, all I remember, but I don't remember big nose at all, like at all. That's like, all I remember is like some bushy eyebrow in all black and some sort of mask, but it wasn't like one of those circle ski masks. That's all I remember. On May 15, 2023, 183 days after DM's first interview, DM testified at the grand jury proceeding for the above titled matter. Regarding November 13, 2022, DM testified she woke up around 4 a.m. to noises. She testified she opened the door and heard a man's voice say, it's okay, I'm going to help you. And I don't know who the man's voice was. DM testified she opened her door again and saw a figure in all black, which I believe was a person. I knew the person was white. I don't know how, but I just knew it. Knew it was male. I think I knew because of the voice. The person was around my height or a few inches taller, and then I knew his build wasn't like scrawny. He wasn't fat, so I figured it was like a basketball tone, lean build. Regarding the person wearing, DM testified there was like, from what I think I remember, it was like a black mask, almost like a ski mask, but not. It's just like covered at the head, and then maybe up to the mouth, maybe more. I can't remember if it covered just the chin, the mouth, and the nose, or lower. She said his clothing was all black. DM also testified, well, the thing I can really remember was something about a bushy eyebrow. I don't remember seeing anything else. I just remember a bushy eyebrow. Analysis. DM's testimony satisfies IRE 601 and 602. Defendant first suggests that DM is not competent and or lacks personal knowledge to testify about bushy eyebrows because her testimony is not reliable under Mason-Biggers balancing test, a test that is applied when determining whether witness identification is reliable or whether it was the product of police suggestiveness. Defendant points out that DM's opportunity to see the intruder in her home was seconds at most. Her attention was influenced by sleepiness and alcohol, and she constantly questioned what she saw. Defendant argues DM's description of the physical characteristics of the intruder were general in nature and could fit millions of individuals. Defendant also notes that while he does not have bushy eyebrows, the artwork on her wall displays individuals and prominent eyebrows. Defendant also notes that while he does have bushy eyebrows. As the state notes, however, the Mason-Biggers test does not apply here because DM did not make an identification of defendant, and her descriptions were not the result of the use of law enforcement identification techniques. In fact, the sole instance when DM was asked to identify defendant was when she was shown his mugshot after his arrest. She responded she had no clue whether it was the person she saw. Not to be deterred, defendant alternatively argues that the court should find DM unreliable based on the scientific studies that explain the fragility and inaccuracy of memory. The court finds no basis to do so. So he's going to allow it. DM was the direct witness in this case. There is no basis under IRE 403 to exclude DM's testimony. DM's testimony about bushy eyebrows is highly relevant to the case. Okay. And based on the foregoing, defendant's motion to eliminate witness identification, bushy eyebrows is denied. So that is regarding Dylan. She will be testifying at the trial in August. So that's where we're at. And let's move on to the next.